Close up with this afternoon, a look at the South African National Treasury. They've increased the annual contribution limit for tax-free savings accounts from $2,100 to $2,700. This change is designed to encourage greater household savings, allowing investors to shelter more interest, dividends and capital gains from tax, while the lifetime contribution limit remains at $29,000. To look at how South Africans are currently saving, identifying the gaps in household savings and exploring how tools like TFSAs can support households in building financial resilience and long-term wealth, we're joined on the line by Sisandile Nkatu, Head of Retail Investment at Nedbank. A very good afternoon to you. Good to have you with us. Welcome.
Hi, Thami, and hi to your viewers. Thank you very much for having me.
Great to have you with us. So what does this increase signal from a broader economic perspective?
I think, Tammy, it's a very well-known phenomenon. Sorry, that South Africans aren't very good at saving. As a people, I think we're either hard pressed or really focused on good times and the now and instant gratification. So we spend very well, but we don't necessarily save very well. And historically, when the tax-free savings account was actually introduced by government, it was to promote savings and to encourage South Africans to actually save and put away a little bit more for longer periods. Because what we also do find is that when South Africans do save in certain constructs that are, I guess, unique to South Africa in some or other form, like stokvels or groups, it's usually for a certain event or for the end of the year, and it's more short term. So this is essentially encouraging South Africans to consider their future. I call it paying your future self first, and really investing for the longer period to be able to sustain yourself as our life expectancy also grows.
Perhaps if you could break down for us some of the biggest misconceptions people have of tax-free savings accounts.
Firstly, I think there's a knowledge gap. A lot of people actually don't know about tax-free savings accounts. I was actually at a conference where church actually organized an event for women, and then we spoke about finances, and people didn't actually know what a tax-free savings account was, and just the education around really landing what it is and the value thereof, right? Where you can save up to 500,000 in your lifetime, and whatever interest that is gained from that savings, 500,000 rand, that is, whatever interest is then gained from that savings, you don't pay capital gains on it. And this is a long-term view. It's a long-term play. It's not necessarily an account. Another misconception is that this is just an ordinary savings account. I can use it to save for my holiday, or I can pull money from it as and when I want. The reality is, whatever you put in and then take out, you can never put back in. So if you withdraw 10,000 Rand from your tax-free contribution today, that 10,000 Rand still counts towards your lifetime contribution. You can't repair it. So this is not an account that you use for everyday or emergencies. I mean, unless you absolutely have to, right? If you're stuck, you're in a bind, you obviously want to pay school fees, you're probably going to. But the idea of this account is that you don't take money out because you can't put it back. And then lastly is that I think some people don't know that there's a limit. A lot of financial institutions like Nedbank, for instance, would not allow an over-contribution. However, because some South Africans and some individuals are diversified, there are gaps in the system. So an individual must know that you do now have this annual limit of 46,000, but it doesn't up the lifetime contribution limit either.
All right. Well, Sisandile, thank you very much for that tax-free savings accounts. Quite punitive if you're not going to adhere to them, but also that is in many ways an incentive for you to save, as she says, as you put it, Sisandile, paying your future self first. I like
Absolutely.
that phrase. Well, thank you so much. Lovely chatting to you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Thami, and thank you to your listeners.
Thank you so much. She is Sisandile Nkatu, Head of Retail Investments at Nedbank. Well, that brings us to the end of this Thursday edition of Africa in Business. See you again, same time, same place tomorrow. We make way now for the French desk and Vous d'Afrique. Restez connectés.
Business, trade, and investment opportunities that put the continent first. Africa in Business with Thami Ngubeni.